Hello, welcome to part 10 of the Scrappy Sweater Crochet-A-Long series. Today we are going to be joining our yoke to create our arms and the body. I am so excited. We might as well just get right into it. Here is the tutorial. Like I do for every tutorial, we're going to go over what we've done so far. So we have the neckline, the seed stitch, the cross double crochet, the pike stitch, the griddle stitch, the cluster V stitch, the loop stitch, the primrose stitch, and then the tilted pear stitch we did last week. Today we are going to be connecting our arms to create the body and the two arms. To do that, you are just going to tie in anywhere you'd like on the long side of your project. Pull a loop through and chain one, and then we're just going to be doing single crochets across. We will eventually join the other side with that chain one. So single crochets across your project until you get to your corner space. And then I will walk you through how to connect your corners to create the arm. So meet me there. So before we connect the corners, we are going to do our underarm chain. What I'm doing here is just my last single crochet before my chain 2 space, and then I am going to chain 8 for my underarm chain. You can chain as many as you think you need. We are going to check the sizing afterwards so you can see if you need more or less. So that's a chain 8, and then I'm just going to flip over to the other side and do the first stitch after my chain 2 space there, a single crochet, and then do a couple more single crochets to secure. And then we are going to try it on and see how it fits. So let's see if this chain underneath my arm is long enough. So trying it on, let's throw it over. Looks good to me. I'm going for a little bit more of an oversized fit, so I want to have a lot of extra room. If you feel like it's too big or too small, just add or subtract chains, but I'm going to keep it here. Before we continue on around the body, you do want to make sure to count how many stitches are in your arm, just because you want that to match up on the other side. So make note of how many stitches it was. For me, it was 78. And then I'm going to go back and finish my single crochets along the other side of the body and meet you at the next corner to do our other connect. Before we do the other underarm chain, you want to count your stitches. So you want to make sure that the same number of stitches are on both of your arms before you do your connector chain. So I counted, and thankfully, yay, mine matched up. So I'm still going to do a chain 8. So that's what you see me doing here, chaining 8, just like I did on my other armhole, and then connecting to the stitch after my chain 2 space on the other side, and then continuing my single crochets across until we get to the join for this round. So continue your single crochets until you get to your join, and I will show you how to do the join. So we are at the join. It's a simple slip stitch like we've done for most of these rounds. So slip stitch into that initial chain 1 space, and we finish the first round of the body. And then I'm just going to do one more round. So I'm going to do half double crochets here. So you're going to do a chain 1 and then a half double crochet in each single crochet from the previous round. This is just to make this round a little bit thicker so it doesn't get lost in the scrappy sweater. So again, half double crochets in each stitch around the body. So I'm going to do this all the way around, and I will meet you at the chain just so you can see what that looks like on the chain. So I go into the back loop of the chain with my half double crochets. It's completely up to you. You can do back loop, front loop, the entire chain, but that's completely up to you. You just want to make sure you have the same number of chains as half double crochets, so you're not adding or subtracting a stitch there. So we made it across the chain, and again, I'm just going to go all the way around to the join, and I will show you how to join. You should get the hang of my joins by now, but it's just going to be a slip stitch into that initial chain 1 space, and we have finished the body section of joining our yoke. So I'm just going to cut and weave and secure in my ends. So that is what you see me doing here. And then we will move on to doing our armholes. So at the armhole, you're just going to tie into one of the middle chains from the body that we just did, and you're going to chain 1 and then do single crochets just like we did in the body around the armhole. Again, the important thing is that you have the same number of stitches across that underarm chain that you did originally. So I'm just going to make sure that I have 8, but we're going to do single crochets all the way around the arm. And then I'll meet you at the other side of the chain from the underarm. So again, make sure your stitches match. You should have the same number of single crochets across that underarm chain as your initial underarm chain. Do not add or subtract stitches because that's just going to cause issues with the size of your sleeves. So slip stitch to join as always. I'm double checking my count. I have 8 single crochets, so yay. And then we're going to do our half double crochet row. So chain 1 and then half double crochets in each of the single crochets from the previous row all the way around the arm. So that's what you see me doing here. And we're going to keep doing that around the arm, and I'll meet you at the join. Again, joining pretty simple. We're just going to slip stitch into that initial chain 1 space and then cut and secure our end. Here are the important timestamps for the armhole, just because I'm not going to show you how to do the other armhole, but here are all the important timestamps if you need to go back and review how to do the sleeve. But here we are, we have it finished. Let's put it on. Yes, look at that. So I am going for like the chunky oversized look. So I have a lot of space. I can wear something underneath it if I want, but we are connected. If you have any questions, because I know this is kind of a big step of this, just to review things I emphasized in the tutorial. The most important part is that you do want to make sure the stitch count on both of your arms are exactly the same, because if it's more or less, you're going to have different width arms, and that's going to be easy to tell. I counted mine like I said in the video, and mine were even, which I was not expecting. If your 2 sides somehow are off by 1 or 2, all you're going to do is just adjust the chain length that you're doing to connect your yoke. So say one side was 2 longer than the other, you would just do 2 more chains or 2 less chains just to even it out on both sides. But here we are. So all videos and tutorials from now on, I will be going over how to do the stitch in the round, and then you can apply that to the body and both arms. So I won't be showing you how to do arm, arm, body, because they're all just rounds now, just different length rounds. So I'll just show you how to do the stitch in the round 1, 2, 3, and so on, and then you can apply it to the body and the arms. But I am so excited because it is really taking shape. Yeah, again, any questions, be sure to drop them below. Stitch suggestions that you want to see. Now that we're in the body and the arms, I am going to be doing a lot more textured stitches. I just wanted to keep up here pretty flat so it didn't take away from the top of the sweater, and I am going to add that lower. So yay! If you don't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram. But thank you for following along.